ourselves. Now, for those of you who may be curious about the title, this is not explicitly a Valentine's Day video. It is part 2 of our scissors quality testing video. If you haven't seen part 1 with our first 3 scissors, feel free to check that out. Or if not, this one is just as good. Each of these are going to be individual anyway, so you're not missing much. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and do a recap of our first quality testing video. I'll just put these back down here. So, when we last did our testing quality video, we took a couple of notes together, including measuring the length of each pair of scissors, the width of each pair, the sound that the scissors makes when open, the sound makes when it's closed, and then finally the sound of the scissors when we tap on it. Alright, so I just wanted to show you the past notes we made from last time. Flipping through the page here with our notebook. Alright, so we started off with Bluey, and the length of Bluey is 7 inches long, 2.75 inches wide. When it's open, it makes a tone of B flat. When it's closed, it makes a tone of B, and when we tap on it, it makes a tone of B. And this is what Bluey looks like. So, and the reason why I named this one Bluey, not sure if you can tell, but she's a blue little baby. Okay, the next one we did some measurements on was lightning rod. This one's actually an orange pair of scissors, so I'll show you that one. It's a little bit longer than scissors number 1, a little longer than Bluey. But to go further into the notes, we found the length of 8.25 inches long, 3 inches wide, an open note of C, a closed note of E, and a tapping tone of C sharp. So that one is lightning rod. And then we moved on to Cruella. So this one is Cruella. She's got this fascinating middle here. And so far I would say Cruella is my favorite type of scissors so far. I like the sound she makes when she snaps, even her little squeak. So her length is 8.25 inches, her width is 3 inches, open note C, closed note E, and tone of C sharp. And I found this quite fascinating as well. So we're going to move on into scissors pair number 4 now. And we're going to do the same kind of procedure with scissors 4, 5, and 6. So let me flip the page here. Now, I already started tracing scissors pair number 4. She is a red beauty, and I named her Cherry Cola. And she's very similar to Cruella. She's got this grip middle right here. And just like with all the other types of scissors, we're going to find out the following information with the tape measure and her ears. We're going to find her length. We're basically. Alright, here we go. So I'll put this bag back. There we go. Alright, now we got everything we need. So let's measure the length from the tippy top to the bottom point. So, okay, that tape measure. She's touching the top of this page. We're gonna go down. It looks like she is approximately 8.25 inches long, so we're gonna write that down here. 8.25. Now let's go ahead and measure her width. So we're going to go across here. I'm going to turn her over because I prefer the spiral to be closer to me, so it's easier on the tape measure. So going across. Alright, there we go. So it looks like she starts being covered on inch number 2 and then continues going to inch 5.5. So 5.5 minus 2 is 3.5. So she is 3.5 inches long. Fascinating. Okay, so 3.5. Alright, now we're going to find the open tone of her. Now, allow me to demonstrate what I mean. So, whenever we open the scissors, it's going to make a little bit of a tone right here, just like that. And then when we try to find the close note, that's when we're going to close the scissors like this. And then finally, with the tapping, we just gonna tap along the pointer of the scissors, just to find the approximate tone, the approximate note. So I'm going to be opening and closing a couple times to see if I can get the open note. Okay, ready? I think that was a B natural with the open note, so I'm going to write down B natural. Let's try one with the closed note now. So, open. That sounds like a C sharp, so C sharp when closed. C sharp. Alright, and now with the help of our stylus, we're going to find out the tone it makes when we tap onto this pair of scissors. Alright, so here is our stylus. We're going to go ahead and tap on, tap. That one also sounds like a C sharp, so I'm going to write down C sharp right there. It was a little bit lower, and it's a little bit more mysterious, but I'm pretty sure that was a C sharp. So let's write that down. So they all seem a little bit narrow in variation. That could be another thing we can compare. We can recommend and take a look at the tonal variation with each of the pairs of scissors. Wouldn't that be fascinating? Alright, so there we go. That's scissors number 4, cherry cola. We're going to go ahead and move on to scissors number 5. Now, just like scissors number 3, scissors number 5 is a wide pair of scissors, but it doesn't have that little grip in the middle. It has more of a standardized form. So this is what she looks like. She's got a little bit of a smoother edge. Her pointers don't look as intimidating compared to Cruella and Cherry Cola. So with her perceived innocence, but despite her longer length, maybe I the scissors that we have kind of take over the whole page. Alright, so I'm gonna start up, go down, 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 down. Oh, there's a little bump here. Start in the middle, go outward, tracing down, 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 and down, and down. Tracing over my fingers a little bit, but that's okay, because that's not going to be included in the final measurement of her width. Down, 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 down. Okay. And we'll trace the inside too, because why not? So around, around, around. Okay. There she is. Now let's go ahead and measure her length, shall we? So we're going to go ahead and grab our trusty tape measure. Start from the top. It looks like her length is very similar to the length of this page. I wonder if there's some kind of correlation, you know, rock, paper, scissors. So starting from the top, going down, 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 down. She looks like about 8 inches. So 8 inches long. So the length. And we need to find the width. Open, closed, and the tone. Alright, let's go ahead and find the width right quick. So, I always like to have the spiral close to my face when I measure the width. So, starting the end from here, going across at the widest point. I'm going to lift her up a little bit. Here we go. So, she starts at approximately 1.25 inches and she stops at around 4.25 inches. So she's about 3 inches on the dot with the width. Interesting. Very clean numbers, very whole numbers, like Whole Foods. Alright, let's go ahead and find our tones now. I'm going to put this down for now. And let's focus on our qualitative data. Sounds like an F sharp with the open note. F sharp. Alright, we'll find the closed note now. Okay, here we go. Sounds like a C natural. So C natural. C equals C. Fascinating. Now we're going to find the tapping tone. So grabbing our stylus and tapping away. Alright, here we go. Sounds like a B flat, so I'll go ahead and jot that down here. Very fascinating indeed. B flat is the tapping tone. I can't wait to place all these together in a table and make all these different kinds of comparisons. Is there a correlation? Is there no correlation? My hypothesis is that there's absolutely no correlation between the length and width and style of the scissors and the tones that they make, but hey, you never know. Okay, so let me put Snowbell away. Thank you very much, Snowbell. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at our final pair of scissors for this experiment. This one is a darker pairs of scissors, so she's a little bit more of a stealthy bunch. Now with that, let me go ahead and jot down her vitals. Didn't know we were playing doctor. Alright, number 6. Betty. I'm going to go ahead and trace her. So, just as so, place her on the page. She might be a little longer than the length of the page. Interesting. Let me see, where does she stop here? I'm going to make a little note on the actual pair of scissors. So, looks like around here. And how long is that tiny portion on top so we can add it? Take a look from the back. So the point that's slightly off is 0.25 inches, a whole quarter inch, it seems like. Wow. Alright, let's trace the rest of her. So going around and down, going around and down, 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 down. Ending point, down, 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 and then up, 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 up. Inner circle, 1, inner circle, 2. Just as so. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with the length of Betty. So starting at the top here. And down, 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 down. Okay, so on the page it is 8.25 inches plus the extra 0.25 inches when she was hanging on the page, so she's actually 8.5 inches. She seems to be the longest one of the bunch. Alright, so there we go. Length 8.5 inches. We need the width, we need the open, we need the close, we need the actual tapping tone. Let's go ahead and measure her width now. So I'm going to turn this page over. I'm going to have the spiral facing me. Going across. Looks like she goes from 1.25 to 5. So let's see. 3.75 inches wide. I don't think we've ever seen a 0.75 before. Now let's go ahead and check our tones. So, just as before, we're going to start with the open note, then the closed note, and then finally the tapping tone. So here we are. F sharp, that's her open note. Open note is F sharp. Fascinating. Alright, so F sharp. Let's take a look at her closed note. Sounds like an E natural. So E natural. natural. That was the easiest one with the tapping. She's very forgiving with the tapping note. Okay, so it looks like we went through all 6 pairs of our scissors. Let's go ahead and make a quick little table where we can compile all of our data. Let's see, I can probably jot it down on this piece of paper right here. So, if we think back to how we place data together, we're going to start with our independent variable. That's the type of scissors we have. And then our dependent variable is going to be the length, the width, and the tones. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to have this x-axis near the top here. Okay, so type of scissors. Alright. And we'll write all of our names on the following. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. So let's see, we'll do 6. Alright, so just assume now we're going to add each of the variables here. So we're going to add length, width, open note, close note, and the tone. Alright, and of course we have to add the names of each of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I'm just going to add one more line right here. There we are. Alright, so we got Bluey, we got Lightning Rod, we got Cruella, we got Cherry, we've got Snowbell, and we've got Betty. There we are. Here's our table. Now, I'm just going to flip through each piece of our data and compile the different variables and see if there's any kind of correlation anywhere. Let me put Betty down over here. As a matter of fact, let me clear all these pairs and put them in the back. Or I can put them right here, actually. Okay, there we go. Alright, so since we're flipped on Betty already, let's fill in her data first. was cherry cola. Flip the page again. Now moved on to Corella. So her length was 8 inches, width was 3.3 inches, and tones were C. Ah, yes, that's right. She was a C with an E squeak. So, little E squeak. Closed tone was A flat. That came out of nowhere. And the tapping tone was C sharp. For those who may be wondering a little bit more, I'm really curious to see if there's any kind of correlation among each of these, and if it has anything to do with the grip material of each of the scissors as well. Just very curious. Alright, we're almost done. We're going to go to lightning rod. So lightning rod's length was 8.25 inches. Width was 3 inches. And then tones were C, E, and C sharp. Just as so. And then finally, we've got Bluey. Our smallest is pair. So the length of Bluey is 7 inches. Width 2.75 inches. And then tones were B flat, B natural, B natural. Alright, we've got our table. Look at us. So, I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything we may notice. So, of all of these pairs of scissors, Betty had the longest length. We also see that Betty had the longest width as well. In terms of any sort of correlation based on the open notes. I'm not sure there's any kind of correlation, but I did notice that Bluey was the smallest in length, and they also had the lowest open note, which is B flat, because all the others are a little bit higher. So that might be something to look into. Another thing in terms of closed notes, let's see here. We also see that Bluey is the lowest note with the closed notes, because C, E, C sharp, A flat, and E, they're all higher than B, with each of these at least. So, Bluey's onto something. And then the tapping tone, same thing here. So it looks like Bluey was the smallest in length and also had the lowest notes overall compared to all the others. There might be a lot more things to decipher from this data, but for now, I think it's quite interesting that Bluey makes up for its smaller mass. Wow, amazing. Alright, well, this was quite a fascinating experiment to do. I hope you all enjoyed participating in this alongside me, and I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day.